Sister Wives. Sold on 10% discount. Janelle finally found a buyer for late Garrison's home. And proof Robyn Brown still has nanny. Also Janelle Brown opens up about her mom's marriage to Kody's dad. I will explain everything. Watch this video until end. Hey lovely viewers. Welcome to my shocking news channel. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown is still grieving her late son, Garrison Brown's passing. She has been trying hard to move on from his memories. The TLC star has been struggling to forget all the bad memories related to her son's death. Janelle listed her Garrison's Flagstaff home for sale on a website a few months ago. However, she was struggling to get a decent buyer for the property. The TLC star has slashed prices twice for the property. Janelle may have struggled to sell the property because of her son's suicide. The latter took his own life from a gunshot in his Flagstaff home. Hence, viewers were waiting to know whether Janelle had been able to sell the property. Did she find a buyer for the property? Has she sold the property? Sister Wives star Janelle Brown has always been closer to her kids. She likes spending her special days with her children. The TLC star is a bit emotional these days. Janelle has been missing Garrison more than ever on Thanksgiving. Recently, she uploaded an emotional post using her son's photo. She stated, "First of the big holidays without you, sweetheart." However, the TLC star and her other kids gathered in North Carolina to remember their precious family member. Janelle kept Garrison's photo close to her and laughed at his sense of humor while eating and playing with her family. Fans understood the TLC star's pain and sorrow in her latest post. Janelle appears to have said her final goodbye to Garrison after selling his home. Sister Wives. Janelle sells Garrison's home after slashing $35,000. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown has made a fresh start in North Carolina. She has moved to the new city to move on from her son Garrison's death. The TLC star's son took his own life at his Flagstaff home. Hence, Janelle must have struggled to visit the same home where her son attempted suicide. Previously, she listed her son's Arizona home for sale at $425,000. However, she couldn't find a decent buyer because everyone knew about her son's suicide. The TLC star reduced the price to $399,900 on October 3rd. Janelle reduced the prices again when she couldn't find a buyer. She slashed the price on November 11th to $389,900. Fans were curious to know whether the reality TV star was able to sell the property. Recently, the U.S. Sun reported that Garrison's house was listed as under contract as of November 26, 2024. Janelle's late son bought the 441-square-foot property in December 2021 for $329,000. He worked very hard to save up the money. The TLC star even clashed with Kody when he tried to stop him from going to work. Moreover, Janelle stayed with her son because she knew how hard he worked for the property. She even lived a few months in the same home with Garrison. Fans are happy that Janelle doesn't have to go through all the painful moments again by selling the property. Further, it must have been very overwhelming for her to give something her son fought for so hard. Wait, do Kody and Robyn Brown still employ a nanny for their youngest children? That's a question many Sister Wives viewers have after catching the latest episode. Robyn Brown doesn't have a full-time job outside the show. Throughout the course of Sister Wives, she's had a few different business ventures, including the now-defunct My Sister Wife's Closet Shop. Logic says she wouldn't need a nanny. But some eagle-eyed fans think they've found proof one still cares for Solo Man and Ariella. Since Robyn Brown is a stay-at-home mom, most viewers thought she let the nanny go after the pandemic. But now, fans think there's still one around. Solnari's fridge food chart. A Sister Wives viewer posted on Reddit, combining Solo Man and Ariella's names. What is happening with this chart? What has Sol eaten? Pancakes 10:35. What has Ari eaten? Waffles 10:55. I have many questions. Fans knew they had a nanny during the pandemic, but didn't think they would still employ her once the dust cleared. On top of that, Robyn's 3 oldest children are all adults and frequently around the house. Christine Brown's famous, "What does the nanny do?" quote has never seemed more relevant. Comments included, I get this if it's communication from a caregiver to a parent when kids are very young. But Saul and Ari are in elementary, possibly Saul in middle school, they can tell her what they ate and when if she needed to know. This seems like notes from a caregiver to a parent. What did a child eat and when? Typically whenever I would do this, the children were a lot younger. Unless there's a medical issue, I don't think this is that weird. However, if she was tracking how many or calories or who's taking what from the fridge, then that's a little different. I can't believe with 5 adults living there and 2 school-aged children they still need a nanny. Why did they need a nanny again? Both kids are old enough to generally manage themselves at home as long as an adult is in the house, and Robyn doesn't work or have MSWC anymore. The op attached a blurry screenshot of Robyn's fridge, but viewers can still make out that it's a food chart and that the children ate breakfast that day. Other Redditors chimed in and pointed out that these are very common when children have other caregivers, such as a nanny. Polygamist families often feature varying degrees of intermarriage. As for the Sister Wives cast, Kody and Janelle Brown weren't just spiritually married. They were also step-siblings. Kody and Janelle didn't meet until adulthood, so their step-sibling dynamic didn't stand in the way of their union. But even so, plenty of Sister Wives viewers have found the connection too bizarre for comfort. During last night's new episode, Janelle touched on her mother's marriage to Wyn Brown. Kody Brown's father Wyn didn't take on additional wives until later in life. However, this also prompted Kody to eventually adopt polygamy too. After marrying Meri, he went on to marry Janelle, Christine, and eventually Robyn several years later. So how exactly did Kody and Janelle become step-siblings in the first place? During last night's episode, Janelle tagged along with Christine and some of their daughters to look at wedding dresses. As Christine tried on the gowns, Janelle reflected on her own weddings. She was first married to Adam Barber from 1988-1990 and then married Kody in 1993. I actually didn't have a wedding dress, she told cameras in a confessional. When Kody and I got married, my family was very upset with my decision to join the faith, so most of my family was not talking to me or associating with me. My mom was at the wedding because she came to save me from the polygamist and ended up marrying Kody's dad 3 months before we got married. So my mom was obviously okay with it, but the rest of my family was really not okay with it. So they didn't come, Janelle admitted. The TLC star's polygamous days are behind her. Although Janelle Brown expressed a strong interest in polygamy in the 90s, she knows those days are long behind her. In fact, she isn't entirely sure she wants to remarry someday. Since leaving Kody, Janelle's been laser-focused on her businesses, children, and grandchildren. But if she does remarry, it's going to be a very casual event. If I get married again, I'm probably not going to have a dress. I'm not going to do the big white dress. I mean, I'm probably honestly going to just get married on a mountain. In my jeans somewhere, the TLC star shared in a confessional. Is it possible that Aurora and Brianna Brown are actually afraid of their mother? Some Sister Wives fans certainly think that's the case, especially after this week's new episode. Robyn Brown has always been a helicopter parent, but fans think she's taken it to an entirely new level. Her daughters Brianna and Aurora are adults and should have lives of their own now. However, they only seem interested in spending time with family. Fans aren't sure they're capable of making an adult decision without their parents, and it's worrisome. What's going on? Sister Wives fans feel sorry for Robyn's oldest kids. As the children grow older, they appear on Sister Wives less frequently. Aurora and Brianna Brown made a rare appearance in last night's episode. However, fans found their on-screen presence incredibly cringeworthy. While their adult siblings have ventured out and explored the world, Robyn's kids are sheltered and wouldn't dream of making a move without their parents' permission. I feel bad for those girls, a Sister Wives viewer wrote on Reddit, referencing Aurora and Brianna. Their mom hasn't set them up to be independent at all. I can't imagine being in college and asking my parents' permission to do anything, let alone just go to church. They also all look like they are constantly on the verge of tears. Emotionally they are little kids. She has raised them to think every feeling needs to be a big feeling. They feel everything so deeply, even the smallest thing. Other Redditors agreed their behavior was incredibly bizarre for other women their age. But taking their upbringing into consideration just makes the situation sad. When one of them mentioned they're both in college, my jaw dropped. They talk and act as if they're young teenagers. Asking permission from your mom to join a church when you're an adult is just weird. Brianna was too excited when her mom said yes. Like this was her biggest dream come true, that maybe, just maybe, her mom would let her talk to people outside the house. Really weird and sad. Brianna seemed so scared to speak up. Wonder what really goes on behind the scenes. I think they are both people pleasers and don't want to upset Kody or Robyn. I've witnessed parenting like this, it rarely ends well. Either the kid turns out too sheltered and afraid to partake in life, or they go hog wild. It's not good parenting. Recently, Sister Wives fans got to see more of the lives of Meri and Christine Brown after leaving the plural marriage. While some fans have noted they track season by Kody's hairline and Robyn Brown's eyebrows, her latest look was surprising. Fans were shocked when she appeared with her drastic new appearance. Change is on the horizon. During the latest episode, Meri Brown gets validation from her friends who believe she needs to move on and find happiness after leaving Kody Brown. Likewise, Christine Brown Woolley continued to work through the details of preparing for her journey down the aisle. She tried on dresses and had many cakes during the tasting. But for many people, Robyn Brown was the shocking factor when she appeared with a new look while discussing the process of church shopping. Robyn has transitioned many times throughout the years on the show. On Reddit, Sister Wives fans discuss how different Robyn Brown looked during the latest episode. First, a user says, Robyn's new look. Then, they add, I was fascinated by Robyn's couch confessional look. Her new false eyelashes were so bulky and heavy that she was having trouble opening her eyes. Between her brows and eyelashes, it was truly a choice. I didn't hear a thing she said. I will have to rewatch that part later. Another fan adds, her eyelashes looked like the lashes you would see on an old-fashioned baby doll. I can't imagine wearing them. They look so heavy. The original poster adds, I think whoever is helping with her makeup hates her. Someone else points out, her uncomfortable blinking made my own eyes itch. Jokingly, someone adds, silly you, it was a Morse code cry for help. After the original post, several other Sister Wives fans added their thoughts about Robyn Brown's new look. Honestly, I try not to look at Kody or Robyn when they're on screen. Their voice is more than enough. Since it already grates at my psyche. To look would be to subject myself to unimaginable hell. Oh thank goodness. Lol, I thought my eyes were getting worse again because from across the room, all I could see of her eyes were two black slits. I'm so relieved to read it was because of horrible eyelashes. Sister Wives Season 19 has been a whole new world for the Brown family, including Meri Brown, who I believe has become the villain of the season because of her loyalty to Kody Brown and Robyn Brown. Throughout the current season of the series, Meri has been working to change her life for the better. While I believe that Meri understands most of what has gone wrong in her relationships and how she's been pushed and bent in ways she didn't necessarily want to be, it's clear that she wants to appear like she knows everything, all of the time. As Meri moves through her time on Sister Wives, her behavior has been different from season to season. While some seasons find her more thoroughly defending Kody, others find her pushing away from the family. Throughout Sister Wives Season 19, things have been confusing as Meri has both pushed away from the family and secured a space for herself with Kody and Robyn as a confidant. With Meri appearing to be playing both sides of the family, it's been confusing for viewers to understand where she lies. I'm feeling more certain with each episode that Meri is this season's villain. Although Meri's time on Sister Wives has never truly been easy, her experiences after divorcing Kody have been tremendously difficult. As Meri has moved through the newest phase of her life, she's been working hard to become a different version of herself. Having been married to Kody for over 30 years, Meri hasn't existed without her plural marriage in her life for over half of it, so readjusting to such a different life wasn't going to be easy. Meri understood that while it was going to be tough to leave her marriage, it was well past time to do so. Throughout Sister Wives Season 18 and into Sister Wives Season 19, Meri was doing her best to find herself without disturbing anyone else's peace. From trying to distance herself from Kody and Robyn to ensure things were going off without a hitch in her professional life to having difficult conversations with her fellow sister wives, Meri made it clear that she was putting herself first, even if that was unfortunately at someone else's expense. Though Meri has had a tough time figuring out where to go next, her inability to genuinely separate herself from Kody has been hard to watch. While Meri has spent the majority of her adult life within a family structure that's limited her from being her own authentic self, she's been working hard to find herself over the course of the last few years. After leaving Arizona and moving out to Utah to help manage her businesses and keep her finances afloat, Meri has been able to prove to herself that she's a responsible adult who doesn't need to report back to Kody, Robyn, or anyone else. Meri's time alone has fostered a totally new sense of independence that she didn't have in her life before. Although Meri hasn't been on her own for long, it's been clear that she doesn't have the same kind of support system that Janelle Brown or Christine Brown have from their kids. It's clear that she's been trying to find security in other areas of her life. Her only child with Kody, Leon Brown, is no longer involved with sister wives and doesn't appear to be a frequent part of Meri's life, but her time is often spent with friends who feel like family. With her newfound independence, Meri can do a lot on her own, especially after Sister Wives. Although Meri has been doing her best to make herself feel comfortable, some have noticed that the way she treats Janelle and Christine has been odd. In some instances, Meri has extended an olive branch and seemed happy to be around them. While in others, she's been clear that she doesn't have loyalty toward them and has even acted as though her affinity is to Kody and Robyn. Meri's behavior toward Janelle in particular has been upsetting during recent episodes of Sister Wives Season 19. While Janelle came to Meri in confidence to share something, Meri immediately told Kody. Meri's immediate disloyalty when it came to Janelle was strange, and rubbed a lot of Sister Wives viewers the wrong way. Rather than finding herself building a bond with them in the same way Christine and Janelle did with each other outside of their marriages to Kody, Meri's found herself going against them. In a similar vein, Meri's first meeting with Christine's new husband, David Woolley, felt strange and passive-aggressive from Meri's side. With an odd warning about the horrors of online dating that was disguised as a self-deprecating joke, Meri's made it clear she's on a different page. Although Meri's affinity for Kody and Robyn doesn't mean that she's been putting all of her eggs in their basket, she's been including them in her post-divorce world far more than anticipated. Rather than going cold turkey and cutting Kody and Robyn out of her life, I've found that Meri still appears to be trying to play the loyalty card that held her hostage to her loveless marriage for the better part of the last decade. Meri's attitude has been to tell Kody and Robyn information that makes her look good rather than doing what would make her feel good. As Meri continues to venture out on her own, navigating where her loyalties lie will be a challenge. While she could continue to align herself with Kody and Robyn in a way that doesn't serve her interests, she should choose to take a new path. Though she doesn't appear to be throwing Christine and Janelle under the bus maliciously, operating as a third party between both sides of her former family may not be the best way to keep lines of communication open. While Meri may not mean to be the villain of Sister Wives, she's earned the difficult role. Sister Wives star Meri Brown might have seemed quiet on the video call this week, but the wall behind her spoke volumes. The Queen of Cryptic Messages offered a doozy for all to see on this week's TLC show. There on Meri's wall sat a secret message blaring in plain sight. It sat behind Meri Brown during that conference call. Kody Brown and his other 3 wives seemed oblivious to what appeared planted behind Meri the entire time. Sister Wives. Meri Brown ups the ante. Meri Brown joined the other 5 adults in their family for a virtual chat. Each spouse appeared in their own little square. That is except for Kody and Robyn Brown who sat in their home together. So, they shared a square. With all the Sister Wives brides, as well as Kody, making facial grimaces, it was hard to focus on just one person. So, the viewers found their eyes dancing from one Brown spouse to the other. Meri Brown seemed quiet, for a change. She didn't speak as much as the rest of them did. However, she got her thoughts through loud and clear when speaking into the sister wives' camera alone. So, up until that point, it was hard to tease out Meri's thoughts about all of this. That is until you looked at the surroundings behind Meri. For the astute viewers who caught this, it looks like she made herself quite clear. Meri shares her thoughts about family mess. Kody called his 3 wives snotty, and Robyn called Christine's daughter's decision stupid. So, there was a lot for viewers to take in. Neither Kody nor his youngest wife seemed to play nice during this virtual play date. But there sat Meri with a message behind her. The words on the wall pretty much wrapped up the sister wives' family today. So, it looks like she got her thoughts through loud and clear without any reprimand coming from Kody Brown. The sign was half concealed, but it looked as if it served a purpose being partially exposed. It gave the viewers a real bang for the buck this way. What you could read was, "Somewhere along the line we have gone terribly wrong." The display that Kody put on during this episode mirrored the words on the sign. Plus, it is hard to ignore the fact that Meri's laptop sat where you could read this on the wall just behind her. Meri also did a good job of keeping herself from obstructing the message. Sister wives, the first wife's impression of life today. The entire message on that sign behind Meri reads, "If we are in complete control of our family, somewhere along the line we have gone terribly wrong." But that is not what the viewers saw. They only got the second half of the message, which is totally different when you take it away from the first half. So, did she do this on purpose? This sister wives bride has shared the temperature of the family in cryptic messages for a long time. Her infamous messages on social media offered clues about the inner workings of the Brown clan for several years now. So, it might be hard for some to believe this was unintentional. Especially since it hit the nail on the head when it came to the discussion witnessed on the screen. So, that message behind the first wife during that conference call seemed to indicate Meri had something to say. But she seemed to find a way to say it without any backlash from the family. No one could fault her for the message. After all, it's just a sign hanging on the wall. Especially since when it's fully exposed it turns from a dig into praise. But the words needed to make it a remark of praise remained hidden. So, was this only a coincidence that the most condemning half was visible to the audience? But hey, from where the Sister Wives fans sat during the last episode, Meri Brown's sign said it all. Sister Wives star Meri Brown still defends Kody Brown as the leader of their polygamous family featured on TLC. But she contradicted herself recently by praising her family's lifestyle and then demonstrating the downside of polygamy on screen. Whether she realizes it or not, what Meri shares in the latest episode seems to cast a gloom over polygamy marriages. Sister Wives, is Meri Brown a victim of Kody Brown's leadership? One of the first things viewers saw when this reality show first aired was the wives were also comrades. In everyday life, one watched the kids while the others worked outside the home. Family dinners had 3, then 4, wives making the load lighter. Back then, they all doted on Kody. Kody Brown set out to show the world how his sister wives' family was just like any other household. The only exception was he had 4 wives, instead of 1, that made up his family. Early on Christine talked about how wonderful it is to grow old with all your sister wives. If Kody went first, she saw a front porch with the ladies who shared him as a husband rocking away side by side. She made old age sound like a time when you would never be lonely. With that said, Meri Brown isn't old, but she already knows what it is like to be lonely. She never sees Kody. Forget about rocking away the golden years, these wives don't get along now. Meri spends horrific time alone. In the most recent Sister Wives episode, Meri was devastated as her mother unexpectedly passed away. Her mom had been in the hospital, but her condition took a turn for the worse. Meri made the 5-hour drive to get to the hospital to be with her mom. But as she drove alone in the car down a lonely highway, she got the call. Her mother had passed away. Meri had no one with her, not another wife, and certainly not Kody Brown. After getting the sad news, she still had a long way to drive. So, she had no choice but to process this shocking news without any support from her family. With Such a huge family, why didn't Kody or one of the sister wives' spouses offer to go with her? If for nothing else, just to offer support in her time of need. It looks as if she ends up at Lizzie's Heritage Inn, which is the B&B she owns. Plus, this is where her mom lived as she ran the establishment for Meri. But when she gets there, she has only the camera on her phone to talk to. She said that her daughter, Mariah Brown, this was before Leo's announcement, and Audrey Chris, came for a short time. But that sounded as if that was the extent of the support she got during this sad time. So, being part of Kody Brown's polygamous family, you would think she'd be inundated with caring people. But it didn't look that way. Meri talked about her life with her mom, who is also part of a plural marriage family. She said how her mom always hoped to have sister wives around her when she hit her golden years. But sadly, that didn't happen. It seems that while her father had multiple wives, they left the marriage. So, her mom, Bonnie Ahlstrom, never got the chance to enjoy the last years of her life like she always thought she would. She thought she would be surrounded by the women with who she shared one husband. Bonnie hoped that they'd all be around and acting like the sisters that plural marriage made them. Meri thought it was sad that her mom didn't get the chance to experience her final years with her sister wives by her side. But Meri and her mom lived in plural marriages for years. Still, Meri Brown finds herself without Kody making the trek to Utah alone and crying on the road. Bonnie wanted sister wives around her when she became a senior citizen, but that didn't happen. So, it looks like both mother and daughter saw plural marriage a bit differently than it turned out. As for Kody, he created the Sister Wives show to demonstrate how his family was as normal as yours. But the jealousy seems to win out in the end. So, while Kody Brown has Robyn Brown by his side, Meri Brown and the rest of the wives are pretty much on their own. Thanks for watching this video. What do you think about this video? Told on comment box and subscribe our channel.